Conservative Media peeps, what's up? It's me, John D. Villarreal, and we're talking about the Strikeforce middleweight championship fight between Jacare, the alligator, Souza, versus ruthless Rolly Lawler. And this was an explosive fight from the first minute here, and it had everything in it. It had submissions, it had takedowns, it had striking, it had everything. And I think at first, you know what? This fight really came down, honestly, as delivered. Okay, as delivered as promised, rather. Meaning that, like, ruthless Rolly Lawler, that's a tongue twister at 1 in the morning, did exactly what we thought he was going to do, which is strike explosively and effectively. And he really stung Jacare. Jacare was reeling. He was going back. He was up against the cage, and he was doing all kinds of different things. And, but unfortunately, Lawler couldn't get it done. Now, Lawler he was in his core the whole 9 yards, but Lawler went down there, went to the ground with him, and of course, that's when the alligator put the clamps on, and he had the X guard going, he had everything going. And Lawler just couldn't get there. He fended off. He was probably worried about submissions, trying to posture up, but he couldn't get any more damage done down there. And in the second and third round, in the second round, it really seemed like Lawler was just a little tired, and a little out of it. And so, frankly, it just went down to the ground, and, Jacare got position, got the rear naked choke on, and Lawler couldn't get out of it. And the bottom line is, in my opinion, and I've said this before, look, when you have a great ground guy versus a great striker, chances are the great ground guy is going to win, right? Because it's just so much easier to impose your game on the other guy. I mean, it's like the old thing, a boxer and a wrestler, meet. 9 times out of 10, the wrestler's going to win, because you have to. If you can't knock someone out before they get to you with that shot, then you're stuck. And Lawler did a great job with some takedown defense. He had some great submission defense. He had a lot of things that he put together. But unfortunately, it's just not enough. If you don't have enough of a wrestling game, you can't rely on that awesome striking all the time. It was tremendous, and it definitely rocked Jacare. But when you're dealing with a guy of that level, let me put it another way. If you're looking for an MMA championship, okay, let alone if you're in an MMA fight, let alone you're looking for an MMA championship, and you have let's say a hole. I'm not saying a weakness, but let's just say a hole where you're not. Let's put it another way, not a strength of the ground game. Then you always got a bit of a problem. Okay, I mean, that's the thing right there. I mean, look, whereas if it's the other way around, you can win championships. Okay, I mean, that's just the bottom line, and we've seen that, right? And so, if you look at most of the dominant MMA champions right now, I don't care if you're talking about Cain Velasquez, if you talked about Brock before him, or Randy Couture, or Jacare, or on down the line, all over the place. You're talking about people that have a tremendous ground game, if not a dominant ground game. And so that's the deal. Love the fight, explosive fight, exciting fight. What did you think about what is next for Robbie Lawler? Kind of where does he go from here? And what about Jacare? I mean, who do you think can get in there and give him a test? Hey, that guy that he fought before, I thought was, for the title, I thought that was a pretty exciting fight. Who should we see him up against where next? I want to know what the next move is here. You talk to me. Comments below, subscribe above. I'm John D. Villarreal. You're watching Conservative Media, and see my comments on this Cyborg versus Diaz fight for the welterweight championship. Unbelievable fight. That was actually a very entertaining fight. So we'll talk about that next. I'm John D. Villarreal. You're watching Conservative Media. We'll see you next time.